Because you're absolutely right, and there are a number of people that are getting sucked into this whole idea of trust, but they don't have the facts straight about what happened with these, identities that they created and dropped into this other jurisdiction, these other foreign jurisdictions. So there's a lot of
Right.
confusion going on, and I think the hardest part for people to handle is recognizing that the identity, when we do the status correction and we expatriate those names that they've created, that those names are the names that are tied to, a paycheck. If they've got a W-2 job or a 1099 opportunity or whatever, I'm using those taxing
Right.
terms.
Right.
Uh, we're trying to take those names and break them free from that system. But it's almost like Pharaoh, back in the day when Moses was like, let my people go. And Pharaoh isn't letting the people go, right? So it's like Exodus 2.0, where we don't need their permission to be let go, but they need to let us go, right? Because we voluntarily want to have nothing to do with their crooked, fraudulent, duplicitous, rapacious, um, double-minded, wrong-headed, unnatural profiteering system, their pirate system.
We have indeed seen this before. We
Mm-hmm.
have. And the Bible it lays out what happened before.
Yeah.
And it tells you what's likely to happen now. And there are specific references in the Bible that tell us that at a certain point, your gold and silver will be worthless.
Yeah.
And people will throw it in the streets. It literally says that.
Mm-hmm.
So even gold and silver, which many people are putting their faith in, will fail. However, if we keep our wits about us, the real currency of the universe, which is love, will see us through. So
Love that. Yep.
we are going to have to hold hands. We're going to have to humble ourselves. We're going to have to serve and care for each other. And as for those who are on this big trip, the corpo trip, where they think they're going to rule and surveil and all of that, they're going to be terribly disappointed because their corporations will be destroyed, nationalized, and their mind control system will be undermined. One of the things that you can do to help yourselves and your families to resist the onslaught of AI is, number one, don't use AI. Use your own brain, do your own research. Number two, and this is from Elon Musk, by the way, get up every day and write down your goal for the day. Doesn't matter what it is, just, write it down and force yourself to look at it on the page so that you are using your memory. Force yourself to memorize the phone numbers of the people that you love and depend upon most. Back in the day, we always memorized the telephone numbers of our kids and our mothers and we always knew that. We didn't have to, look it up on our phone, right? Make the effort to do these little memory things every day and force your attention to be centered on what you want it to be centered on instead of what the AI dictates for you. Okay, so where you place your attention is of extreme importance. Your attention is one of your greatest assets. And we don't think of it this way. We just go along willy-nilly and let everything and everyone distract us, right? So
Right.
by writing down your goals every day, it forces you to give your attention to what you want to accomplish. By forcing yourself to memorize the telephone numbers of those that you care about, you're not only exercising your brain and your memory, you're cutting the dependence on the thing, right? This used to be a handy device, right? But we've allowed it to take over and to basically do all of our work for us, right? We no longer remember our mother's telephone number. Okay, so what happens if your phone gets wrecked or doesn't work? You know, what are you going to do? You won't be able to contact her. We need to think about these things. A lot of people are letting their memory just degrade to a point where they can't remember anything. They're not making the effort to remember their daughter's mailing address. They're not making the effort to remember the names of streets in their towns because they are dependent on a geo-tracking system in their telephone to tell them how to get somewhere. Okay? We have to go back in order to maintain our safety and our brain power and to make this AI nightmare go back in its box where it belongs. So be aware that when we're talking about this being a war in the jurisdiction of the air, it's the jurisdiction of ideas and energy. And we have to make the effort to maintain our brain power, maintain our memory, maintain our awareness of our surroundings, maintain an awareness and attention on our goals, and continue to assert ourselves in all these powerful mental and spiritual and energetic ways so that we don't become little dependent vegetables. Those of you who remember the movie The Matrix, well, they're trying to reduce us into storage batteries of biological energy that they can feed off and use. And we have been forewarned. So now that we are forewarned, we have the opportunity to individually and collectively make our plans and put them into action.